Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. Welcome to our fan cam of Aston Villa 2, Alkmaar 1, and we are making very, very hard work of this Europa Conference League. It's not easy, we're having to grind, we're having to dig in, but I think we controlled the game, which was the main part, and I think that's the main part about everything to do with Aston Villa at the minute, that we're controlling games, we are, knocking it around quite comfortably. Defensively, our shape's pretty decent, but I just felt like today up top we just lacked a little bit of movement, we lacked a little bit of the final ball, which is kind of what we saw against Forest. It was going out wide, and we always had that outlet all game out wide with Luca Dean and Bailey, but it was just that end product. And the high line as well, we conceded off it. We went 1-0 up early with Longley, but it was deemed offside. So, that would have been the great start to this game that we needed. But Pavlidis put them 1-0 in front with the ball over the top, which again looks like something that we are being done time and time again with, so we need to watch out for that more so than anything. But great to see Carlos getting his goal, and then Ollie Watkins, I felt like it was a really good goal from Watkins. I think just before that he came a little bit deeper, and he offered that little bit of movement, which what we needed, and then it was a beautiful ball from Dougie Luiz, and what a finish from Watkins, and we've won the game and done what was needed. So not the easiest of game, not the most comfortable, but we got the job done and we got the points that we needed. So, up the Villa. Julie returns. It's getting colder now, isn't it?
It is. It's like winter, isn't it?
What did you make of that today?
I thought it was a bit of a slog, if I'm going to be honest with you. I expected it, I just said to Ryan, a little bit more plain sailing, which I don't want to be disrespectful.
No.
We don't like to do that, do we now? But I thought it was probably a bit of a shame that we had that goal disallowed after 10 minutes, because I think had that have stood, we might have seen a bit of a different game. And I think the atmosphere as well, everybody would have been lifted after that 10 minutes. So I think that was, I don't know who was offside, I don't know who it was, but whether it was a cross that come in, I don't know.
I mean, it feels like it's a general sort of theme now when Villa play, that we can see our style, we can see how we want to play, we can see how we control games, but at times we need that little bit more oomph, and we're lacking it a bit.
Want to be a bit quicker, don't we? Although we know the Emery style is a bit more build up, a bit more calm and patient, and we do like that now, don't we? But then at times you just want them to move the ball a little bit quicker, especially against teams that you think you're going to be too much for those teams. If you move it a bit quicker, I think we'd be happier if we saw that a little bit.
I think it's just a little bit more movement at times, because I've just said before you that, before Watkins scored, he came a little bit deeper, he dragged a few players out of the way, and then a couple of minutes later there's a great cross, a great run from Watkins, and we've scored. So I think just sometimes we just need that little bit of unpredictability of someone going in a space and sort of doing something a bit different. And he
said, doesn't he, he's not going to be doing that anymore, and he's not going to be coming out, and so I know what he means, but when he does do that, things happen that we hadn't seen, had we, for the other 75, 80 minutes. It was all a little bit flat, but then when he decided to move, things open up, things spread, and he goes, and I went to my son, made by Watkins, scored by Watkins.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Great point to finish on. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
I'll see you soon. Mate, Europa Conference League's quite hard.
I know, It's not been an easy journey so far, but we grinded it out again, like we did against Mostar. We got that last minute winner, and again today we're 1-0 down, and we pulled it back to 2-1, and we're in a good position of the group now. It sets it up nicely for the final home game, where if we win by 2 clear goals, we could top that table, and it'd be done, wouldn't it? We'd be into the next round. So sets it up nicely. Big result today.
I think me and you, on the pod, we love our tactics, we love our style, we love to see how we play, we love to see how we're building up, how we're defending, how we're attacking. But I'm going to ask you a question now. At times, what do you think's lacking?
I just thought tonight, one too many touches, I think we dillied and dallied a bit too much on the ball. It was a bit stuttery. We didn't really get the flow going. I thought first 5-10 minutes we come out the blocks. I said to you, then I texted you today and said, I'd love a fast start. If we can get that early goal, it would set us up perfectly for the game. And then we did, didn't we? We did. We was ruled out for offside, and I thought AZ, whether they were still mentally rattled by that 4-1 hammering we give them in the last game, they started off very slow and lacking confidence. But sort of as the game went on, they sort of grew into it, and like the last 5 minutes of the first half, you could really see their confidence coming out. They were knocking the balls, they'd been a bit more adventurous, and they followed that through in the second half, didn't they? And they got their goal, and for us, it was still a bit lacking. I can't quite put my finger on it, but like most of the players were six or 7 out of 10, weren't they? Nobody really got the scruff of the game and dictated it. But the change is made, and we got the win. Big Carlos, man, the man mountain up there with a cracking header, and Watkins, a bit of quality from Douglas Luiz, a great ball in, and Watkins, who really didn't have a sniff all game, and he just drops in the box with that header and wins us the game, and that's what all great strikers do. So 3 points.
Yeah, we've won again. Shut up moaning. Let's get on with it.
You just got to get the result sometimes, Luke.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So bring on Fulham. All the way from Ireland today. How are you?
Oh, great, Luke. Good to finally meet you. Yeah,
definitely. So what did you make of the game today?
Yeah, the first half they were a bit lacklustre, and they were like clowning around a bit. Our midfield wasn't great, I thought. I thought they were a bit overconfident. I thought that they'd probably create more in the final third. Martinez was pinging good balls out to Konza in the first half a lot. All right, but that goal in the second half really.
I think as well, when we're looking at these type of games as well, that there's a difference in class between the opposition, like Villa and Alkmaar, and I think at times, we're just in total control, aren't we? And I think we're finding it a little bit difficult to break some of these teams down at the minute. So who would you say stood out for you today?
Martinez, definitely.
Martinez?
He if it wasn't for him, then it would have been 4-2 to Alkmaar then.
Yeah, he made some really good saves. What about Tielemans? I thought Tielemans had a good game.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of good passing and dribbling, and so was Kamara and Luiz as well when he came on.
Definitely. So has it been worth the journey?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we've a long day. We're going to head back to the hotel now. We're staying up by the airport and the flight in the morning back. Yeah. So, yeah, we've had a long day. We're on the go, we're on the go all day. But it's worth it coming to see the villains.
Up the Villa. Joined by Johnny. What did you make of it?
I thought it was a hard grind out in the end, but that first half was a bit boring. It woke us up when they scored, and then when Emery made the changes, I think it went up another level then, didn't it?
Yeah, it sort of. I thought first half, we were classic what we do at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Controlling the game, but it felt like we needed to add that little bit of impetus to it, and I think when you're bringing on Dougie Luiz and Zaniolo, I thought he came on and he had his shot, so I thought he did all right as well when he came on. But yeah, it was just what do you make of it? Because it's like I've just said on the previous one that it seems a bit of a golfing class with some of these teams, and when they are sort of sitting off us and defending, it's going to be a difficult night, isn't it?
It is. It's always going to be like that, but like I was just saying to Ryan off a minute ago to the side, we ground it out, and this is the first time in years I've come to the Villa and I've met up with the mates, sat in the stands, not nervous at all. Even what we were down, I was a bit, but that was it. I knew we were going to come back and do something. It woke us up, and Emery made them changes. As soon as Douglas Luiz came on, even Madison, different team, Douglas Luiz is on, so it's class.
Yeah.
It's just class.
How far do you think we can go in this?
I'd like to say all the way, because they got to the semi-finals last year, didn't they, against West Ham? So, although I think they have lost a couple of players, haven't they, since then, but who knows? Why not?
Nice one. So you can finish it off today. Let's talk performances, man of the match. Who stood out from a Villa point of view?
I thought Kamara had a really solid game and never looks frustrated, which is what we need. But Dougie, when he come on, that touch class, set up volley and got the 3 points. That's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely. Out wide, struggles a little bit with quality. Digne, Bailey.
Yeah, Deep, but I mean he's a fullback. But Bailey, I just think he does a little too much sometimes. It's like you beat your man, let the ball go, but he wants to beat him again, and then just loses the ball. So.
Good recovery from Forest
Yeah.
to bounce back. Added confidence. I think this is what these type of games do now. They give us that confidence that we lost the game, but we're not going into the Premier League with a loss now. We're going in with a win. So, thoughts ahead of Fulham now? Is it going to be 13 in a row?
I would hope so, because winning just builds confidence, and more games are better. Unfortunately, straight after Fulham, it's 2-week break again for internationals. Glad for all the lads that got picked for international, but it just stops momentum. But then if we picked up some injuries, hopefully a few lads are back after and a bit more competition. So.
Definitely. Up the Villa?
Up the Villa. Cheers.